Sometimes being loud pays off. Marvel fans should know because it got them Marvel Zombies. In this video, Marvel Zombies plot, cast, and everything else we know. After that, we'll look at the best zombie movies, ranging from horrifying to hilarious, to keep you company until Marvel Zombies is released. Let's get to it, starting with Marvel Zombies plot. Even though the release date of Marvel Zombies is still very far away, the miniseries is already one of the most highly anticipated projects for MCU fans. The upcoming series was brought to life after the popular What If episode, in which Earth has fallen victim to a zombie apocalypse. Still, it's not just regular humans that can get infected. This particular zombie virus has a quantum aspect, which also changes our beloved heroes into zombies. Zombies with superpowers. It's unclear whether Marvel Zombies will also take a closer look at the Marvel Zombies comic stories by Robert Kirkman and Sean Phillips, or whether they will only use the What If episode as inspiration. The Guilty episode ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, with Thanos the zombie waiting for the survivors as they retreated to Wakanda in search of a cure, which would undoubtedly be an excellent point to start the new miniseries with. Marvel has also announced that Marvel Zombies will be rated TV-MA, the same as R-rated movies. This means that Marvel Zombies could get seriously gory and maybe even scary. We also know that the story scope will be expanded to include more minor characters that we've only seen for small moments on the big screen, aside from the heroes from before. A rumor was floating around that this will also include Icarus from Eternals. Marvel Zombies is set to be released sometime in 2024 and will only be 4 episodes long, though it's unknown what the episode's runtime will be. Next, Marvel Zombies cast and crew. Marvel has always done its best to ensure the actors match their roles in each project, including voice acting. In Marvel's What If, most of the animations were voiced by their original actors, so we can assume that the same will go for the upcoming Marvel Zombies. If that's the case, Captain America will be voiced by Chris Evans, though Josh Keaton voiced him in What If. You can expect to hear Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, Hannah John Kamen as Ghost, Tim Roth as Abomination, Richard Madden as Icarus, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, and either Tom Holland or Hudson Thames as Spider-Man. Simu Liu portrayed Shang-Chi in What If, Katie Chen by Awkwafina, Death Dealer by Andy Lee, Kate Bishop by Haley Steinfeld, Jimmy Woo by Randall Park, Yelena Belova by Florence Pugh, Red Guardian by David Harbour, Kamala Khan will be spoken by Iman Vellani, and Okoye by Danai Gurira. The script will be written by Zeb Wells, who is known for and currently working on the Spider-Man comics and has worked on the Marvel Cinematic Universe before, having written an episode of She-Hulk. He didn't write the episode of What If that had inspired Marvel Zombies, but said that he was somewhat inspired by the episode himself when he watched it and is very excited to have been chosen to work on the project. The Spider-Man project he's currently working on is a vast cross-title event from the perspective of Peter Parker, so we don't think we have anything to worry about for Marvel Zombies. Do you think Wells will be up for the task? And now, given that 2024 is still very far away, let's make sure we have enough movies to keep our taste for zombies alive. We've lined up some of the best zombie movies for you in no particular order, ranging from horrifying to hilarious. So whatever your specific taste may be, there's going to be something in there for everyone. Let's get to it. First up, 2002's 28 Days Later. Cillian Murphy plays Jim in 28 Days Later, a man who wakes up from a month-long coma in a deserted city after an incurable virus has broken out across the United Kingdom. In this gory zombie movie, Jim tries to flee to a haven in Manchester with 3 other survivors. Though this one hits differently in a post-COVID society, it's worth watching if you can bear it. Blood and violence are abundant, as an actual zombie movie is obliged to contain, but it's nicely balanced out by the more reflective moments that could have come straight out of an Oscar-bait drama. Next, 2009's Zombieland. From the moment Zombieland starts with the narration of Columbus, who is portrayed by Jesse Eisenberg, telling you about surviving the zombie apocalypse, you know you're in for some good laughs as you already begin to chuckle. While there's plenty of blood spattering to still have you on the edge of your seat every once in a while, this one is more entertaining than it is gory. Zombieland was also the first time Emma Stone had a leading role, and she flawlessly showed off her uncanny ability to deliver a deliciously sarcastic dialogue. But it's Woody Harrelson who you should keep an eye out for, as he portrays a man who will kill zombies with literally anything he gets his hands on. Next up, 1968's Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead was George Romero's first zombie movie in a series of zombie movies that he made, which established him as a proper horror auteur. He's widely considered the father of the Hollywood zombie, the infected, flesh-craving monsters we know to be zombies today. While Romero's zombies are technically derived from the original zombies of Haitian mythology, the two have enough differences to set them apart. Night of the Living Dead is an absolute classic and gave the world its first taste of zombie gore. If you haven't seen it yet, this is your sign. And now, 1978's Dawn of the Dead. In Dawn of the Dead, reanimated corpses have taken over the entire United States, and society is crumbling. crumbled. This is why a group of strangers seek refuge in an abandoned shopping mall. It's George Romero's second movie in his zombie series, and many consider it a one-up from his Night of the Living Dead. While you should be your judge of that, Dawn of the Dead sure has everything that makes the zombie genre so great: gore and social commentary. There's also a 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead by Zack Snyder and a script by James Gunn, the most significant difference being the lack of overt political commentary and a substantial increase in gore, if that's even feasible. What are we saying? You can never have enough gore in a zombie movie, but whether you prefer the original or the remake is also up to you. Following 2018's The Night Eats the World. Anders Danielsen Lee plays Sam in The Night Eats the World, who wakes up on the morning after a party and finds that all of Paris has been overrun by zombies. Worse, he's the last person who hasn't been turned into a zombie. But let us tell you, this one is genuinely creepy, as the zombies in this movie set themselves firmly apart by being utterly silent. No moaning, no growling, just the sound of running feet and snapping jaws. If you think that growling is scary, try complete silence. It's what brings home the loneliness of Sam's new existence to a deafening degree. Bonus points if you dare watch The Night Eats the World alone in a dark room. And now, 1998's Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. After you've watched The Night Eats the World on your own, you'll probably want to watch something to calm your raw nerves, like Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. While remaining firmly on zombie soil, there's nothing better than Scooby-Doo to fill up some of your time. And this movie is 77 minutes of pure perfection, doing the Mystery Inc. splits up before reuniting for one last ride storyline before the live-action Scooby-Doo did. And last but not least, 2016's The Girl with All the Gifts. Glenn Close and Patty Considine star in this great post-apocalyptic science fiction horror where, surprise, zombies have taken over the world. But there is one little girl named Melanie who might be the only hope for a cure. Senya Nanua portrays Melanie, an up-and-coming brilliant performer who perfectly sets down the girl who is part of a generation of children born to zombie-infected parents but aren't fully zombies themselves. While they still crave human flesh, they are still capable of rational and even critical thought. They also refer to zombies as hungries, making this movie just a little bit cute. It's a refreshing take on the zombie story and worth a watch if you haven't seen it already. And that's all we've got for you for now. What do you think Marvel Zombies will bring us once it's released somewhere in 2024? And which zombie movie scared you so much when you watched it you'll never watch it again, no matter how much money you may be offered? Let us know in the comments what you think, and thanks for watching.